Hey, when leaders get better, everyone wins. That's the philosophy behind the Global Leadership Summit, which continues to grow here in Fort Wayne, in large part due to these two gentlemen, Kelly Bird and Chuck Surak, and welcome here. Glad you're here.
Thanks, Dirk.
Give us the elevator pitch. What is the GLS?
Yeah, well, the GLS is it's a high-level two-day event with world-class leadership training and development for everybody, is the way we like to say it. Leadership, we believe, is about influence, and that's a CEO, that's a small business owner, that's a pastor, it's a nonprofit leader, it's a mom, it's a coach, it's a factory worker. Anybody, anywhere who has the chance to influence others comes for this amazing, life-changing two-day event. And they get to be inspired and instructed and trained. It's an amazing couple of days.
And Chuck, I have asked you before, I think, do you remember when you first discovered this? Because this is, I don't know, year 15 or something like that?
Total 15, yeah.
Yeah, I remember it from the early days, but personally got really involved the last several years. And I saw what a difference it could help make in our community. And that's why my company has gotten involved and become a key sponsor.
And what is it that you, I understand a lot of people would understand why you would involve your own employees. Why did you decide to reach out and help other folks be able to attend?
Great question. Well, Sweetwater clearly is a leader in our community, and we have a pretty big pulpit, if you will, and we want to use that pulpit to help others. And we try and give back, and I think giving back by supporting GLS and inviting people that maybe wouldn't come otherwise is a great thing that we can do, and a responsibility that I take personally.
And so let's talk about the specifics of the event this year. It's at the Coliseum this year. That's probably the biggest change.
That's right. We are so grateful for the experience we had at the Grand Wayne Center. It was a wonderful couple of 2 or 3 years downtown. We grew from 1,100 to 1,900 to 2,500 to about 3,700 last year, and quite frankly, just ran out of room at the Grand Wayne and with parking. So we've got a tremendous board that supports our efforts, and in those discussions with our GLS Fort Wayne board, the decision was made to go to the Coliseum, and now we're looking at about 5,000 in attendance this year, which is what we're shooting for, and we're very, very excited.
There's I've told you this here, it feels like there's a fear of missing out. That if I'm not there, there's folks in and around Fort Wayne, maybe my competition, but certainly my companies, other folks I want to work with that are attending that I need to be in front of.
The people that attend, it's pretty much the who's who of leaders in our Fort Wayne already, but also folks from home and from church and school, as Kelly said earlier. And it is a great 2 days. It's everything from educational to inspirational. You can't sit through 2 days and not take home a whole book full of notes of things to improve yourself.
I find it interesting that it's put on by a church in suburban Chicago. It's a very large church. Do you ever get the pushback about, again, it's too churchy, too businessy? I've heard from both sides, and I'm like, really, it's incredible. It's what I would characterize it as.
I think Chuck and I both would say that maybe in some ways we're fortunate to be in Fort Wayne. I hear stories from other places, but quite honestly, we've always been very upfront that it's a faith-based organization that puts this thing on. There's some faith-based content in the 2 days. At the same time, there's corporate content that's just world-class. And we've never really done a bait and switch thing. We've set it up front, and for the most part, people come and they just really enjoy it. And we haven't had a ton of pushback. We haven't had a ton of complaints at all.
Well,
and so we're just really grateful for
and
that.
I would say it's maybe church-based, but it's not preachy.
Oh, no.
It's not that at all. I mean,
No, absolutely not. Again, for 2 days, you'll get all kinds of content out of it. And if it's a little too churchy for you for a few minutes, the next speaker will not be.
Yeah.
And you'll spend 2 days and really learn a lot.
I always say it's kind of like the weather in Fort Wayne. Just kind of hang around.
Just hang around.
It'll get better.
It'll change. All right. Well, we want to find out some specifics of who's going to be there, because there is a who's who panel this year. We also want to find out some other things about the Global Leadership Summit. What you need to know is coming up here on the screen. Again, FortWayneLeaders.com, August 10th and 11th at the Coliseum. We'll be right back on Insight.